Hello and welcome back to Fast News FC. Today, we have a massive reveal about Bruno Fernandes' contract that could change everything for Manchester United. Plus, Cristiano Ronaldo is reportedly fed up with life in Saudi Arabia and considering a shocking exit. We also have updates on Lionel Messi's homecoming and a nightmare loan situation for one of England's brightest talents. Let's get straight into the news. Manchester United fans are facing a nervous summer after a secret clause in Bruno Fernandes' contract was brought to light. Reports from transfer expert Fabrizio Romano suggest that the 31-year-old midfielder has a £57 million release clause that can be triggered by clubs outside of the Premier League. This is a staggering figure, especially when you consider that Saudi Arabian clubs were reportedly willing to pay closer to £100 million just last year. For a player who has been the heartbeat of Old Trafford since 2020, losing him for such a relatively low fee would be a massive blow to the club's long-term project under Ineos. Bruno's impact at United cannot be overstated. With over 300 appearances, 103 goals, and 99 assists, he has been the most consistent performer in a period of significant turbulence. This season alone, he has already provided 12 assists in the Premier League, putting him on track to break David Beckham's long-standing record of 15 assists in a single season for United. However, the player himself has hinted at feeling undervalued. He recently admitted that he felt some members of the club's hierarchy were open to his departure when Al-Hilal made a massive offer. He stated that while he loves the club and his family is settled, the feeling that the club wouldn't mind if he left was deeply hurtful. If a Saudi Pro League giant comes knocking this summer with that £57 million trigger, United might be powerless to stop their captain from walking away.
Speaking of Al-Hilal, the Saudi powerhouse is not just looking at Manchester. Their CEO, Astaf Calzada, has confirmed that the league remains extremely interested in Real Madrid superstar Vinicius Jr. While Vinicius is reportedly happy under Alvaro Arbeloa and is in talks for a contract renewal, his current deal ends in 2027. This puts Los Blancos in a delicate position. If a renewal isn't signed by September, they risk losing one of the world's best players for free or being forced to sell. Calzada made it clear that if Vinicius becomes available, the Saudi Public Investment Fund will be at the front of the queue to bring him to the Middle East as the next face of their ambitious project.
Before we look at Lionel Messi's shocking homecoming plan and the drama surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo, if you enjoy staying updated with global football news in a simple and direct way, join our community here at Fast News FC. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. It's the best way to support the channel and stay in the loop with everything happening in the world of football.
Now, let's talk about the situation in Saudi Arabia, which is becoming increasingly complicated for its biggest star. Cristiano Ronaldo is reportedly reaching a breaking point at Al-Nassr. The 40-year-old was absent from a recent match in what is being described as a protest against the league's transfer policies. Ronaldo is allegedly frustrated that Al-Hilal, a direct rival, was allowed to sign Karim Benzema from Al-Ittihad. He reportedly feels that the Public Investment Fund is giving Al-Hilal an unfair advantage to ensure they win the title, while he remains without a Saudi Pro League trophy since arriving in 2023. This frustration has led to rumors that Ronaldo could look for a move to MLS or even a return to Europe this summer, despite having a contract until 2027.
In a much more positive piece of news for romanticists, Lionel Messi's future is taking a very specific shape. Newell's Old Boys Vice President Juan Manuel Medina has confirmed that the club is actively working on a project to bring Messi back to Argentina in early 2027. This wouldn't be a permanent exit from Inter Miami, but rather a strategic loan or a short-term stint that allows Messi to finally wear the colors of his boyhood club in the city of Rosario. The project is being described as something that goes beyond just one club, aiming to be a landmark moment for Argentine football as a whole. While nothing is signed, the dialogue between the club and Messi's camp is open, and the dream of seeing the 8-time Ballon d'Or winner back home is closer than ever.
Back at Manchester United, the squad overhaul is continuing with two very different outcomes for veteran players. Harry Maguire is currently enjoying a resurgence under Michael Carrick, rekindling his partnership with Lisandro Martinez. Despite interest from several Italian clubs in January, United blocked any move because Maguire has been vital to their recent winning streak. However, his long-term future remains undecided as his contract situation would require him to accept a significant wage cut to stay. On the other hand, the writing is on the wall for Andre Onana. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that the Cameroonian goalkeeper will leave the club at the end of the season. Onana has struggled to find consistency and has reportedly become an unpopular figure in some sections of the locker room due to his style of play. Ineos seems happy with the progress of young keepers like Seni Moemans and Radek Vitek, signaling a fresh start in goal for the Red Devils next season.
One of the most unfortunate stories in the Premier League right now involves Harvey Elliott. The young midfielder is currently stranded at Aston Villa in what can only be described as a legal and tactical nightmare. Elliott is on loan from Liverpool, but the deal includes a mandatory £35 million purchase clause if he makes 10 appearances. Unai Emery has explicitly stated that he does not want to sign the player permanently for that price, leading him to freeze Elliott out of the squad entirely. Elliott has made 7 appearances, meaning he is only 3 games away from triggering a massive payment Villa doesn't want to make. Because he already played for Liverpool and Villa this season, FIFA rules prevent him from joining a third European club, leaving him as a spectator until the summer, unless he moves to a league like MLS.
Quick reminder to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We've got more news coming up about Casemiro, Mason Greenwood, and a major update on Mohamed Salah. Casemiro is also set to end his time at Manchester United this June. The Brazilian veteran has confirmed he will leave as a free agent, and the LA Galaxy are reportedly exploring a move to bring him to MLS. Under the designated player rule, the Galaxy could offer Casemiro a massive salary, following in the footsteps of legends like David Beckham and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. While Saudi clubs remain interested, the lifestyle of Los Angeles and the chance to be the face of a historic MLS franchise might be enough to tempt him away from the riches of the Middle East. At 33, Casemiro still feels he has plenty to offer at the highest level, after a strong run of form under Michael Carrick.
In France, Mason Greenwood continues to produce incredible numbers for Marseille. He recently scored his 22nd goal of the season in a Coupe de France victory over Rennes. Despite the ongoing controversy surrounding his past, his on-field performance has been undeniable. Marseille president Pablo Longoria recently revealed the deep due diligence they did before signing him, even stating that he consulted his own mother, a former prison system worker, about the ethics of the move. On the pitch, Roberto De Zerbi has turned Marseille into a real threat, although a recent Champions League loss to Club Brugge has left some scars. All eyes are now on their upcoming clash with PSG, which will be a massive test for Greenwood and the team's title aspirations.
N'Golo Kante's saga has finally reached a conclusion. After an administrative error nearly saw the deal collapse on deadline day, FIFA has granted the green light for his move to Fenerbahce. The French midfielder has signed a contract until 2028, ending his spell in Saudi Arabia with Al-Ittihad. In exchange, Moroccan striker Youssef En-Nesyri has moved to the Saudi club. This is a massive boost for Fenerbahce as they chase the Turkish title, while Al-Ittihad clears a high earner to make room for new targets. It seems the Saudi market is already preparing for a massive summer overhaul after some high-profile players expressed dissatisfaction with the league's current state.
One of those major summer targets remains Mohamed Salah. With Karim Benzema moving from Al-Ittihad to Al-Hilal, Al-Ittihad is now searching for a new global superstar to lead their project. Salah has long been their priority, and with the Egyptian recently expressing frustration with how things are handled at Liverpool, a move looks more likely than ever. Liverpool rejected a £150 million bid in 2024, but with Salah turning 34 and having only scored 6 goals this season, the Reds might be more open to a massive payout this time around. The Saudi PIF is determined to keep the league's profile high, especially with the 2034 World Cup on the horizon. Finally, some injury news from North London that will concern Arsenal fans. Captain Martin Odegaard was a surprise omission from the squad that faced Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Mikel Arteta explained that Odegaard picked up a niggle during their previous game against Leeds United. While the club is hopeful he will be back for the weekend, there are concerns about his availability for the upcoming North London derby against Tottenham. With Bukayo Saka also sidelined for a few weeks, the Gunners are having to dig deep into their squad depth during a critical period of the season. They will be relying heavily on players like Eberechi Eze and Noni Madueke to fill the void left by their 2 most influential attackers. In other news, James Rodriguez could be the next big name heading to the United States. Minnesota United is reportedly in talks with the Colombian playmaker for a blockbuster MLS move. Since leaving Real Madrid,
James has been a bit of a nomad, playing in Qatar, Greece, Brazil, and Spain. At 34, he is looking for a steady environment ahead of the World Cup, and Minnesota could provide the perfect stage for his technical brilliance. This would be another massive statement for MLS as it continues to attract global icons.
That wraps up our massive news update for today. It's a turbulent time for some of the world's biggest stars, from Bruno's contract uncertainty to Ronaldo's frustration in the desert. My question for you today is, if you were the Manchester United board, would you let Bruno Fernandes leave for £57 million? Or is he worth much more than that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Fast News FC for your daily dose of global football. I'm your host, and I'll see you in the next one.